Oh, the Hastings, how are you? How's everybody? Mulishani. How is everyone? Whew. Hi guys, how are you? Mulishani. Renamumbwa Mulishani, how are you? We are live on both Facebook and TikTok. Hi. Comments below, guys. Where are you watching me from? How's everybody? Share. I will add you after I do my presentation. A lot of things going on, guys. We are talking today. Breaking news for the PF convention. The PF convention. Race to plot 1. Chabinga and Sampa are once. Kuliriash. Yep, there is no sleep for the wicked, right? That's what they say. No sleep for the wicked. Oh my God. Rusaka Zingalume. How are you, Richard? Good to see you. How's everybody? Bambi Warefama Sugar Mama. Come here and by internet. Kuri Bambi Warefama Sugar Mommy. I think go on the internet and look for sugarmummies.com. It's good. It's good to have a laugh, right? It's good to have a laugh. Yeah, so that's a good one. That's a good one. Somebody wants a sugar mommy. Yeah, because you think you can deal with sugar mummies? It's not easy. Sugar mummies are also another level, okay? Thank you. It's winter over here, so the beret keeps my head warm. I went shopping for a beret. Nice, I love red beret, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy a red beret. I skipped Narisa Ikata, when I went at the weekend Kusto, so there were berets there. So my red, there was red, black, and like brownish. But I love red beret. So by instinct, now if you call it red beret, I'm like, I grabbed the red beret. Then I thought, I'm like, red beret, fimo. So I actually grabbed the red beret. And then I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't want to be miss. So I put the red beret back and I got the... I ended up buying the red beret. Yeah. How are you? Share. We are here, guys. Akunakulala. Na ikosa Mzambia. It's a drama after drama. But Patrick Mulishani Mulenga, Stella Mwanza, share, say something in the comments so that our Facebook and TikTok algorithm can promote the live and invite people. If it's interactive, then Facebook can send out the notifications that we are live. automatically without you sharing. But share, so people can watch the live. Yeah, I'm supporting my KB Zulu for now. Yeah, so my KB, I am team my KB for now. Yeah, because I think my KB is like I think he's equal to task. He's equal to task. My KB is equal to task, so I am supporting Team MZ. Team MZ is equal to task. I'm fine with Irene. Thank you for asking. I hope everyone is fine and all your families are fine. It's not easy. Yeah, it's okay. No one has a title deed for the color red, Mama. No one has a title deed for the color red. But Jima, Pumi is fine. Today we know. Thank you. I hope everybody's fine with your families. You know, hang in there. We can do it. We can change this government, but we can only change it if we are united. Yeah, so hang in there, guys. I know mwebali ku Zambia is tough. Mwebali ku Zambia is tough. Abantu tabadelia, you know, no breakfast people. They are baleko kudiama breakfast. You know, eating breakfast is a luxury now in Zambia. And reliably informed that people are surviving on 1 meal a day, if at all they can even manage. So just share. I'm not talking about you. But some of you, you know, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the poor woman in Shangomo, the woman in Kanyama, in Mandevu, the woman in Mwense, in Ikerengi, the woman in Nakonde, in Muyombe, is it Petauke, Chadila, all those areas. The woman in Siavonga down there, in the valleys. The woman in what is that? Katimamulila, you know, Zambia is big. We have people living everywhere, and we can only imagine how these people are surviving. So that's why we want to have a change of government to deliver that 10-point plan. Because I feel that the 10-point plan, which UPND and HH came with, that is what we need. But they have flashed away the 10-point plan. So we need the government to come and continue, pick that 10-point plan and change people's life. You know, equal distribution of wealth, and you know, run country for the people, by the people. You know, put people first. We want a leadership to serve the people. That's what we want. After 60 years of independence, I think we owe it to ourselves to have a government that is for the people, by the people. We don't want a government serving themselves. We saw yesterday the president made some appointments, reshuffles in the police service, and all those people are from one region. So in 73 tribes in the country, how can we have a police force being led by people from one region? This is where we are saying, no, we need to change. We need to go back to the drawing board where all our tribes are represented in responsible jobs. You know, we don't want what is going on now. Bayuyi, Baba Seshoku, you know, Reha Monga Bamtwala Western Province. So, in Western Province, there are no people who can lead in Western Province. Pakabafunyero Kumutwala Kudia. There are no people who are hardworking enough in these provinces who can be promoted to be commander or whatever. There are no hardworking people in other tribes who can be promoted as a chief of police in Copper Belt. Copper Belt. And these are the problems that we are seeing. And if you are not seeing it, you need to buy a binoculars. Yes. If you are not seeing it, then you have a problem. So, but the reason twishire pano mwebantu bakwalesa natubukale loluchelo ba Chabinga is geared to stop the PF convention. Mwamona? Okay. So the thing that is breaking news today is Chabinga is geared to stop the convention, and then Bamao Sampana Venoko Wachia Kukoti, and there is this information is already on social media. So I'm going to read what Bamao Sampa said kulia kukoti Yokobachia. But before I do that, let us share. Let me share. I haven't shared myself, but you know, it's just sad. Like, we are here. PF is our only hope, you know. PF is our only hope because it has structures. But what is happening in PF is leaving much to be desired for. You know what I mean? So let me share before I delve into this subject of what is happening in PF. Let me share. Because some people, they don't get notification that I'm live. So that's why I share, because most people don't get a notification that I'm live. And if I share, if people don't have power, when they have power, the live will be there so they can catch up. Actually, cyber build, for information irapitana mumush. Abantu baletino kulanda, ero abantu bela ishwe filechitika. Main reason why cyber bill. So we are here, but thank God we are surviving. TikTok has been a big force to help. TikTok mwandini, we thank God about it at TikTok. Pantu Facebook we are censored. You know, Facebook, yeah, they were censored, but for TikTok, TikTok has broken the barriers. They can't tamper with TikTok, so all our youths have moved to TikTok. So we thank God for TikTok. Continue going on TikTok. But the thing is, TikTok, we only have short clips. So what I would advise you is follow me on YouTube. Mwaba pa TikTok konkeni pa munkonke pa YouTube. Cause ama videos yonse tulayabika pa YouTube. So please, mwevena Zambia. Information is power. If you don't have information, you can be misled. Kuchuashala mufia kale. That's why Twisted Apano every day. Thank you everyone for supporting and coming here and sharing your information and following and taking this information you get from here into your communities. We thank you so much. Yes, so yeah, so let's get started. What is happening in PF? What is happening in PF? Okay, we are geared for the convention. The convention is supposed to be on in 30 days, and lo and behold, bafumano koba Chabinga lero. But Chabinga na bafumoko at there will be no convention. So what is the problem with Chabinga Kanshi? What is his problem? First of all, last week, actually this week, Kwaliati, I have the papers. The papers of PF, the office bearer is Chabinga. So, number, we saw the real documents of who the real office bearers are. And the real office bearers, ni Mao Sampa. So, lelo, tule bukolu chelo, ati ba Mao Sampa bachi wa court. Ba Mao Sampa bachi wa court mwewantu bakwalesa. Eo nomba kukoti uko ba Mao Sampa kuliyama condition. There are conditions, and I'm going to read. So ba Mao Sampa, I don't know the full details, but let's investigate what is happening to Mao Sampa. Shishiwe ama full details. But Mao Sampa Bachia court regarding the presidency and leadership of PF. So Mao Sampa has gone back to being Mumbabe. He has changed lawyers last minute, claiming that convention was legit because he was scared of being arrested. So he wants to reclaim PF presidency for PF and withdraw the case. Mwamona. So that Mao Sampa does not want to go to convention. He wants to reclaim PF presidency and withdraw the case. Now the thing is, mweba konkeria shiria PF wino kuchumwa ngafu ilishako inesha alikonka wino. But yapandeli konka because we are heading to the elections and we need to go to a convention and pick a legitimate PF president among other presidents who are supposed to unite and remove this UPND government. According to Mao Sampa, once PF withdraws the case and reclaims the PF presidency, he is ready to hand over to whoever will win, provided Makebi Zulu doesn't participate. Hang on, who is against MZH, UPND and those aligned to them? So that is a quote that I found on social media. So, so Mao Sampa alefo kuchita withdraw case ilia ndondoro le mchibemba and reclaims the PF presidency. He is ready to hand over the party to whoever will win, provided Makebi Zulu doesn't participate. And there is a question here. Hang on, who is against MZ8? UPND and those aligned to it. So, let's be serious as a country. So, Mao Sampa had that convention in 2020. Is it October? What is it? Independence of last year by Mao Sampa. Elobakwete convention area. Fast forward, you know what happened that convention, everything Mao Sampa was helped, that convention that Mao Sampa did, it was facilitated by the state because everything wali monefinto fofia ishile chitika. Okay, 2023. Okay, 2023. Yes, thank you by Angel G. So the Mao Sampa had that convention in 2023, and how Mao Sampa now today conquer history to conquer wino. To conquer history wino how Mao Sampa and how the state machinery enabled Mao Sampa to have that convention in 2023. On 23rd October, to let's celebrate independence Now, on 10th October 2023, the registrar issued a memo 2 weeks before Mao Sampa's convention. But registrar badi funya memo at all the political parties must have held a convention within Kachingani 90 days, Baba Pere, Ngani 60 days. I remember because that is the time we also got the registration for New Era Democratic Party in the same year. So we had to go and ask registrar to say, should we hold a convention? But I think the certificate of registration for New Era Democratic Party, they gave us in sometime in October the same year. So that no, since my party and we are new, your party is just a fresh new, you don't need to go to a convention. So that's how we didn't have that convention in New Era Democratic Party. But Mao Sampa instead by Kalena PF bonse if you watch Tileka ka convention kaboba kwete kumulungushi by Bika Ponabu president. And that is what has brought problems in PF. Now fast forward, Mao Sampa a lot has happened to reach a point where he repented. Aya he went to the main PF, and now today only Mao Sampa to give these demands to say once PF withdraws the case and reclaims PF presidency, he is ready to hand over to whomever will win except Makebi. Mwamona. So condition Mao Sampa ale pelapa ukwebati ilia convention yali yachi ne wachitire ero he's still the president because this is just me, it's my opinion, I can say it. So ba Mao Sampa now ba Mao Sampa bali kala punch batontonkanya. Maybe bali bachita threaten shishi befya chitike. Babe bati imwe mwalandati nga mwalandati convention ya bufi kuti wakuchita charge for holding an illegal convention. Mwamona, this is now why Mao Sampa chita U-turn. Because I ingirira mwati ngalandati convention ile yali ya bufi balanchita charge for holding an illegal convention. So ba Mao Sampa nomba bapili bukati yo that the convention was legitimate. And I am ready to hand over power after the convention to whomever participates, whoever wins, as long as Makebi Zulu Talim. But you know, ngatwa case, if we follow this case legally, Uyumao Sampa regardless, nakwa teminandu, because techaye kukoti, I have a court number 1. At that convention was illegal. I am ready to know. I don't know. It's complicated. But bottom line, according to me, just from a shallow person's talk, I'm not a lawyer. From a shallow, from what I understand, but Mao Sampa that convention ya Chine, ya fake. I don't know, but quite an injunction to stop them from handing over the party to PF, whatever. So, in other words, Mao Sampa, badi ne mirandu, because one, badi kwata illegal convention, number futi bapili ukate illegal convention. So, court na yenda, if our judiciary was free and fair and not compromised, they can charge Mao Sampa for contempt of court. Nish Mao Sampa aile bepa. Why did Mao Sampa abe pere ati convention yali yabufi? Elo lelo abwelat awe I convention ya chini. So whichever way you slice it, ba Mao Sampa naba kwa temirandu. Now, that is number 1. Point number 1, Mao Sampa aline milandu, whichever way you slice it. Because one, Iceland achita hold convention ilia, Iceland atawe convention yali yabufi, ero lelwata awe convention yali ya chine, mwamona. So, in the court system, that is contempt, yalebepa. Mao Sampa, ale yangasha our judiciary system. Techile roa landati, chirifi, mailo waisa landati ta chirifi. So, you are not being honest, it's contempt. Payawaya ku court kulabo kuchita swear. Any statement you give to the court, it is supposed to be true. So akanwaka mokene waya bepa court ba Mao Sampa minandwish. Waya bepa court ati ya convention ya yabufi. Ero futu de roba isati ya chine. Now they are conspiring with whomever to eliminate Makebi from the PF presidential race to plot 1. Now the question is, why do they want to eliminate Makebi from the PF presidential race? That is the $1 million case. $1 million question. Why do they want to eliminate Makebi Zulu from the convention, from the list of participants? Why? Why can't they just allow Makebi pa ballot? Mao Sampa, if he's popular, Musara. Balubinda, if he is popular, he will scoop it. So area shio. All these problems, I'm a PF problems, they are all surrounding on Mao Sampa. Apart me, I'm just talking as an outsider, looking in. All the problems in PF, the source of problems in PF is Mao Sampa. Evacuate illegal convention. Number after that, Chabinga has taken over. You know, and 2 years later, these problems are continuing. Coming kudi Chabinga na ena na ima. Chabinga you already know that he wants to stop a PF a convention. Okay, this is confusion. How, in what capacity is the Chabinga going to stop the PF convention when he's not even on the list of office bearers or in the official? He's not an official of the either the original PF or the legal on paper PF Tabapo Mao Sampa. I mean, Chabinga's name is not there. So in what capacity is it? Chabinga going to file a petition to stop the convention? In what capacity? He's a committee member. Okay. So now the question is, if he's a committee member, how can a committee member have a power to stop a convention which is mandated? Because today my elections yapa. The elections, we are 6 months away before government is dissolved. So how can Chabinga stop a convention to choose a president who is going to represent PF in this 2026 election which is coming up? The answers are simple. The answers are simple. And the answer is what I was talking here a few days ago to say. Convention inga ya pitafye nishi. Chabinga will be rendered useless because whomever will be picked as the president will be the one who will carry the day, and all those cases will die a natural death because Nishabantu na basala president. So any case in the court will die a natural death. That's why na vema ukumfate nomba bantu bambokulala ndati ba PF convention ya wonga yapita, Chabinga's power will die a natural death. Babutukira kuma court to try and stop it. PF is not dead. It's you who wanted PF dead. Mwamfa. It is you who want PF dead. PF is not dead. PF Tayafwa, you wanted PF to die in 2023 by that fake convention. That is the whole plan. You wanted PF like scatter by that fake convention. But they have failed to kill the PF. Now the thing is, the issues in PF, they are very complex. Because the people, they are all united. The PF members themselves, they are not going to UPND. No, they have remained intact. Opoiko Sereria Shiriaba PF, and it is the biggest nightmare for a praise singer. They have failed to disintegrate PF membership. You see what I mean? They have failed. Lamentably, if you want to disintegrate PF membership. PF membership is solid as ever. Mwari mwana when makebi land kudia ku secretariat. Nenyi mbobare panga. Lamale test. PF choir irefunya lamale test nyimbo. So, their plan of these masterminders who wanted to scatter PF by trying to scatter the Ama presidents, Kudia. They have only managed to scatter the presidents. Yes, we can say it. The PF membership is solid as a rock. The core of PF is solids. So kuchimwa balwika nyaba mao Sampa ba Chabinga ba nakachinda balungu bafwa. PF is solids. So now the question is, what are they to do? The powers that be, what are they to do? Because now bamba nokula monekera mofye ukweba ati mwebantu. Just back off. Like Mao Sampa now is looking so bad. I swear. Me, Mao Sampa, I'll be honest, I'll tell you how I feel about Mao Sampa. Like me, Mao Sampa, a traitor is a traitor. A traitor is a traitor. And watch her repent, it will happen again. So Mao Sampa, our mwana wa munganda, I'm just saying this, but PF wabene, they were like, Mao Sampa mwana wa munganda, he has repented, you know, bloody, bloody, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever, but a traitor is a traitor, okay? So Mao Sampa, a traitor is a traitor. His colors have come again when he's needed most. When we are at the point where we really needed Mao Sampa to stand so that we have a united PF and have a convention peacefully and elect the PF president. So before we even go far, Mao Sampa's colors ailanga makala yakwe Mao Sampa. So tusambirire pochimo mwe bantu bakwaleza. This thing of saying there are no permanent enemies in politics, it is a manipulative phrase made by the people who manipulate people. They in countries where I live, like United States, there are only two parties. For how long? Two parties, Republican, Democrat. A Democrat will always be a Democrat. A Republican will always be a Republican. And this is what we should have in Zambia. We should promote loyalty. We can't have a situation where we have slogans to promote cheating. We have slogans to promote cheating where you are saying there are no permanent enemies in politics. Of course there are. The only reason they preach there are no permanent enemies in politics is so they can manipulate people. You want to manipulate people. You want traitors to be able to cheat and come back and apologize. You accept them. Again, tomorrow they cheat. They come back and apologize. You accept them. No. We are not going to develop as a country if we can't call a spade a spade. If you are a cheater, you are a cheater. If you are a sellout, you are a sellout. You can't be bringing back people to continue the same rubbish. Again, look at what Mao Sampa has done. A snake is a snake. A snitch, ni snitch. Kumutaruka. How can Mao Sampa yesere wati? Aisa notuma condition to akwe. Ukweba to accept makebi zure eminina. They are not even talking about the Bill 7. So Mao Sampa, shame on you. Mao Sampa, shame on you. Because everything, if you are chitika mu PF, fia bapa muto wakwa Mao Sampa. And Mao Sampa, you really no need to go to church. Muku paper. Because if you are Mao Sampa, you will be held accountable. You are the root cause of all these problems that have happened in PF. Let me address him. Because in fact, I wanted to talk about Mao Sampa before. I was told, no, they have reconciled. Now PF, Mao Sampa is a good man. You are not a good person. And you have just proven how corrupt you are. Mao Sampa, for you to come and say that Makebi evapopa ballot, ngafishinga. Chabinga na Kenya as your injunction to stop the convention. Okay, now this is entirely on the judges. This is a test on the judiciary system. What is happening, what Chabinga and Miles are doing is purely going to test our judiciary system, and from here, it will be confirmed to say this judiciary, they are being controlled or not. Because if this judiciary are just honest and a fair judiciary, the judiciary of justice, Miles Sampa can be charged with contempt. It was the first Achitachi convention chakwe. From there it is a fake convention. Now today it is a legitimate convention. That itself is lying under oath. Una Chabinga, as a board member, he wants to derail the race to the PF convention. To stop a convention. If the judiciary is not compromised, they will throw out this case by Chabinga. You cannot stop this convention because we need to select a presidential candidate for PF. What Chabinga should do is pay his 200,000 kwachas and let us see his face among the presidents contesting. They all need to sit down and let the process of democracy run without trying to cook up and manipulate whom a presidential candidate will be. So, Chabinga, you have no right to do what you want to do. And if the courts listen to what Chabinga is saying, then we know that the cops, the judiciary is compromised. We are on our own. It is a full-time banana republic because they can't be meddling like this in the matters of the largest opposition party. Mama J, you can come in.
Thank you, Madam President. You know, one thing I like about you, you are a prophetic woman. That's why we tell you that you need to bring in your prophetic so that we start coming to you, papas, us who love papas. You said something that that clicked in my brain when you said the reason why they are putting an injunction is that the PF should not hold the convention, so that it means if they don't hold the convention, the names at the registrar of society does not change. Mm-hmm. Meaning the power that our colleague Chabinga has over the PF will continue on with that, and that's why you say, don't worry, Mr. President, we are in alliance with you, as we are not having a convention. No! And let the convention go on, so that the people at Register of Society, the names there should change. And now, you get a catch again. Why Sam Makebi should not be part of the people running for the president?
Where is the democracy, eh?
All the people there, you go and single out one person. There's something fishy here. There is something fishy. Why don't you want one person? Because they know, madam, the way we are moving, he win that convention. He will win in that convention. And when he wins, they know at the Registrar of Society, things should change. His name will be there. It means he's the one who will be signing as the certificate. So you see what they are scared there. I like the way you analyzed him. I just followed. I said, yeah, I didn't hear her say this. Now she has said it. You've put it into perspective. So for people who are not understanding, you put it in a very simple term, and I was so happy. I said, good, I'm going there and I'll say the same thing. So say, madam, Thank you for making it so simple. Because that is the only simplest explanation. You want to hold on to something, and because the system with you manipulating everything such that others should not have access to having the convention, and so that we have proper structures at registrar of society. It's a very simple thing, which is very, very bad. Let's allow democracy. And like you are saying, from the information which is coming, they are saying that yes, let the convention not go on. I've seen one honorable called Kasololo Chisenga. I don't know if he's an MP or whatever. He's even saying yes, let an injunction be made because they need to bury first.
Why should they bury? Eh?
There's a catch there, madam. There's a catch there. The catch which is there, rumor has it, they are considering to use this so that they postpone the elections. When they postpone the elections, and then the Bill 7, since has no time, they are playing Mingalato.
They can't postpone the election, They can't.
Now, you know, sometimes the way the information comes in and all that.
No, but we have to tell them. It's impossible to postpone the election because you have to change the constitution first to change the election.
That's why I'm telling you that they want to.
And you need to go to a referendum. So Paco change about to because I don't know these people who have studied the constitutional law are not talking. Me, I'm just a lay woman, Pano. I'm just a lay woman. I know that some things cannot be changed in the constitution unless there is a referendum. Meaning the whole of Zambia need to vote and agree to change the constitution.
Yes.
Zambia, we need to drive this information home. Because you know what, if we continue letting these people manipulate the constitution, next time the constitution the full-blown banana republic. Tanzania formula Tanzania abantu 3,000. This is where we are heading to if we don't put our foot down. We are going to Tanzania formula, Museveni formula. If you want postponing elections, don't even think about it. If you want to postpone elections, hold the referendum and then mukafibike mu referendum mukabike na Bill 7 yoine. Kuchinja. You were supposed to hold the referendum and then consult the Zambians on the Bill 7 before you even do everything that you have done on that Bill 7. It's all illegal. Now for people to even start suggesting that we postpone an election because of Lungu is not burial, that's preposterous. It's absurd. And it's illegal. It is illegal. And that will now become a failed state, and it can even warrant the Zambia army to take over the country. Yes, if they change the election date, it can warrant the Zambia army to take over the country because it means the president now is running the country as a personal to holder. I am not inciting anything. How normal things should happen in a normal country where you change the core. Where you change the core, whatever, why they on ingabo. Ngamwachinja fide fintu fya ikata, the dignity and the peace, the value, I don't know how to say it, kuchimwanga fwako, ukulanda. You can't change the core agreements or the core clauses in the constitution without a referendum. And if any president changes that, that is tantamount to treason himself.
Madam President.
Let me just, sorry, Joseph, let me finish. I know she wanted to make that thing you come in. what I wanted also to say on that issue of Sampa, it's unfortunate also when you talked about the history of where we are coming from. You remember in between we have that consent, whatever
consent judgment. Yeah.
Yes, which they were waiting for them to make a ruling on, and because when they took the consent to court, it was based on the agreement. It was based on the principle that they had reconciled. He had reconciled with the party. Once he reconciles with the party, they have made an agreement. The judge just needed to sign, and then we continue. And now, because he said this was a what? An illegal. He said no, it was an illegal convention which he had, okay? So now, whatever happens, he comes today and says, no, it was not an illegal, it was actually a legal thing. So, you were talking about it, like you were saying, incriminating yourself. You have incriminated yourself in the whole process. So now, you cannot hold other people at ransom for doing things wrongly, and now you want to bring in Makebi, it's not even there, and you want to drag him to say everyone can go and attend the convention or participate Makebi Zulu. Why single out one person in this whole process? Why? Why would you want to single out this one person? It now comes to the thing to say, what people have been saying, UPND, you get to understand the dots. When you start connecting the dots and everything, everybody is scared of one person. And with Makebi Zulu, why are you all scared about Makebi
Zulu? The answer is simple.
Yes.
Makebi, ewa kwata star ya balungu, tumyeberero. Makebi, ewa mwenye mubiri wa balungu, uli abalefo okumona pa kitumbi berata ba umwene. There are two people who are actually have the star ya balungu. Makebi na Tasila, those people, they saw ECL's body and they have ECL's star. That's why baremu tina Makebi limbi batake nga bamumona balungu. Makebi alenda na spirit ya balungu.
Let me land there. I know that Joseph wanted to come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut in. Let me allow the one, Jackim, is it?
One like him.
One like him, really to, then I'll speak after him.
Normally, the folk on our first team, are you in a Robert Chabinga? Even only Peter Cashin Gamana, one day in the area Korea, sign it, and go to
if you're Delande for Fine, let him go and pay 200,000. They mean in Nabanangu. Tari Pilapo Tapatapona convention party mean Padiat is a PF president. You know, there is a lot of anarchy in this country, lawlessness. You know. We can't just be here, not Rikala, if into Firechitika.
Yeah, when you for 2 days. I didn't think when Damakulaka, I took a monocamus in a Padiaka Ponam.
But judicial Navena Shimbimina and Webelashitana entertain. Why do they even judiciary Umuntuaima filing an illegal injunction? Some of these cases you just throw it out. The judge has a power. Palapeni umuntu ale filing a case. Babelenga fiat this injunction ole filing and does not hold any water. You dismiss it. But why do they entertain such foolishness?
The problem with that, Mama President, is this. This speaks to the caliber of the president that you have. He's a dictator. This is not Chabinga. Chabinga is just being used as a tool to what he wants to do. You know, they knew. The truth of the matter here is Makebi Zulu is the greatest threat to the UPND government. This is why you've seen all the demons have actually manifested.
That PF is confused, but if they are confused, leave them and let them manage their confusion. Why are you interfering in their confusion?
No,
Why? You are confusing them and then Mulena that they are confused? There's someone causing the confusion. Eh? Sorry about Joseph's. Because this comment, I see it everywhere. The praise singers, they have all been told, Kula Lembach, the PF, they are confused. PF are not confused. You are the one confusing them. Okay, I'll give you an example. Ishirungalia Ripena. Kwali wopenena kwa ishiru aleko mke ishiru atu walipena yo walipena. Ingani kuzambia mashiru, they don't even kwali waku China, but that's where we see amashiru yenda fye mumusebo. People leave them to do their business because they know they are crazy. No, by manishu mukongera mashiru mipsherero. But PF ngabali pena, why don't you let them be? Because ishiru ngalia pena, you give ishiru medication, yambia mashiru wala yale kafye pamusebo yale chitefyo yale fwaya. But you are interfering on business ya mashiru. Who is mad between you and the person who's mad, and you a normal person interfering with business yeshiru? We are tired of this nonsense na imwe. You people need to put Chabinga in his place. Chabinga, Zambia te chalo chakwa wish na nyina ya kwa Chabinga. Paku chibale mubomfya as a pawn. Even a prostitute nanguri with a female or male prostitutes, they have boundaries. So, you Chabinga, what kind of a prostitute is you attack watama boundary? And how dare you? I don't want to see anyone say PF is confused. Because Amashirungayadi Pena, we don't mess with confused people. Ishurungayadi Pena, we take them for treatment. Mwaitwala mental facility for mental care. PF are trying to do their business. Muna ichilinganya mum life ya wachia mulebe touch bali pena. Uwa pena ni nani lero na mipusha. Uwa pena ni nani between you causing confusion in PF or abe never lefo kuchita sort out business yabo. They want to handle their business. You are busy messing with them. So who is confused between you, the instigator, and someone who's trying to just do what they need to do? It's politics here. It's a democracy. Go ahead, by Joseph. Welcome, by Don Oscar.
Very much. Angel G, Don Oscar, thank you. Yeah, so I was saying that the biggest problem that we have here, the challenges that we are facing in our country speaks to one individual, the caliber of the president that we have. We have a dictator. We have a dictator who does not want to be challenged. And the coming of Makebi Zulu has actually sent them, running like roaches. Demons have manifested everywhere, in every corner of the country. Demons are manifesting. In Malaysia, demons are manifesting. In Nigeria, demons are manifesting because of one anointed person, Makebi Zulu.
Yeah, man. Once. Yeah.
So this is the challenge that we have. So they've seen that this party, they've tried to kill it. It's not dying. They have done everything at their disposal. They started with ECL. They thought once we deal with ECL, it's over. ECL dies. But another leader has emerged now who is actually another cloud puller. And Zambians have hope in this person. What do? They've continued to use this Kamadi person. And this guy's ending will be very terrible. You don't play with people's emotions. You don't play with people's emotions. They are human beings. They have the way to express themselves. If you claim PF is finished, why are you meddling in their affairs? Why are you meddling in their affairs? You are all over trying to... It just shows how cowardly you are and how scared and weak you are as a government. Because if they were strong, they would have allowed, as they claim it is finished. They wouldn't have bothered. But they are busy, they are not sleeping. All the demons are there in the mountains talking. But they shall be cast out. That is the truth of the matter. Those demons shall be cast
Naisa
out.
mukushifunya. Makebi naisa mukutamfie fibanda.
Zulu is unstoppable, whether they like it or not. Makebi Zulu is God's project for Zambia.
Yes.
That is one thing that they should understand. They will do whatever they want to do.
Team Malux, vamos pele na tuambo kula lumba. Team Malux.
Yes. Demons are all over. Demons are manifesting. You go to Nigeria, demons are manifesting. Malaysia, demons are manifesting. What kind of people are they? There is fire in hell. There is fire in hell. And this actually testifies to the reality that this person is the anointed one for Zambia.
He's a chosen one, yes.
He's the chosen one, so he's going to be fought.
Yeah.
So the best we can do, let's continue encouraging him and let's continue praying for him. This is God's project. It is more spiritual than physical. I thank you, Madam President, for now.
Thank you. Makebi is God's plan for Zambia. And I think that people, when they see Makebi, they see Balungu. Because Makebi wa mwenye mubili wa Balungu. So nasenda style. So they will fight Makebi like they fought Balungu. So Makebi will continue praying for you. And Abantu, all Balungu's enemies will be on Makebi. So Makebi need to be very, very careful because number abantu balemona nga bamona Makebi bamona balungu nasenda star ya balungu. So onse uli omuntu wapemeni ya chilungu ineligible. Mwamone fyambo kuchitika. They want to declare lungu ECL, Makebi ineligible like they did to Lungu. Don Oscar, the floor is yours. Yeah, but one like him. Answer to Aisanga lero. Barenda there is no opposition, no opposition Aisa. Aisa Makebi balefi wokulala. Eh?
Abasanga bantu bali plans badabwa ele bagalipa ineyo ele bagalipa proche baba ele mufekolopa.com
International Malukula Fwebene. Go ahead. Fwebene International Malukula Fwebene.
International Malukula.
Monipa mute, Don Oscar, you are mute. International Malukula fue bene. But Don Oscar.
International Marukula, Takulisha International Makura, anyway, Ale Marukula, don't touch him.
International Malukula za millionaires kunoka. International, not Malukula wa Muzambia wa Nsalawe. International Malukula is loaded, they are millionaires. You are mute.
Who is mute? There's somebody who's muting me.
I don't know. It's not me.
Alright, okay. I hope it's not International Marukula is a mute.
Wait.
Madam President, I'm muting people because some people who are not talking.
No, ngabaisa pass screen apanish anytime yabo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Oscar is supposed to be talking, and then you have others whose
you just drop them. Just drop them.
Yeah, Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So much. Thank you. Anyway, Mapumulo, thank you so much for inviting me on the platform. Because of the seriousness of your information, the message that you are portraying, I've decided to come on the platform to be part of you colleagues on a very sensitive information that you are talking about. I've been, as I think Mapumulo and other colleagues on this beautiful platform of Queen Pumi, one of the strongest women I can say. I will always say these things, not because I'm not like the press singers. The press singers who come and say, well, no, because of money, they give you money, then you say, Pumulo is a nice person. No, Pumulo has never given me any money. I will never ask Pumulo any money, but I know she's a very generous person. She is a generous mother. She's a mother. She's gone through a lot. She has shared on this platform on her challenges, what happened in her family, and then what now she is doing today, what God has really entrusted in this woman in her second life now in the United States, and the love that she portrays for the country Zambia. All of us, we love Zambia. We love Zambia very much. Myself, my name is Don Oscar, I will always remember, and this is why I come on platform. I come on the platform because I want everyone to watch me, to look into my eyes. I want the UPND to look into my eyes. I want President Hakainde Hichilema to look into my eyes, because we discussed, we have met together. When I invited President Hakainde Hichilema to come and visit the Vatican, it's me who invited him. And there were attempts to remove me from meeting him. There were attempts. I'm not angry. I was not angry about that attempt. But God made it very sure and very possible that we could meet. And so we met. And of course, my position, even to President Hakainde Hichilema, was to respect the Constitution, the rule of law, and to advocate for the freedoms of the Zambian people. That has been all the time, and this is going to be all the time my fight. Not because I don't hate. I don't have any choice, any individual choice of a politician, but to fight for the massive Zambians, because if we respect the Constitution, if we respect the rule of law, if we respect the freedoms of the Zambian people, the citizens, not the foreigners, no, not Chinese, not UK, not Americans, not Europeans, but Zambian people. We respect Zambian people with Zambia, then for sure that is going to be the beginning of the success of our country. So now, let's off. Matuka malukula, matuka mwaiche, Makebi Zulu. What Makebi Zulu has done, no lawyer has done that. I'm a lawyer, I respect the laws myself. But I'm a lawyers like Chabinga, Muli audio, wherever I get near South Africa, Chabinga said, my judge Julia. So now our lawyer sometimes, no kutuka, yakosa witness lawyer apola, Israel. nangu baloya babasita corrupt kuli opposition yakayene ya mlandu bayamacha corrupt wiisa ku court babacha corrupt wiisa ku court lawyer pola pantukuya akapia na okupela evo chaba. Okay, are we going to say our lawyers are bad people? No, we are not going to say are bad people. But our lawyers in reality, it's very difficult. Just as it is difficult in Chitoyama judges, more Africa, not only in Zambia, but also in Africa. So if I look at what? 2026, we want a change. But then, 2026, we want a change. We are fed up with politicians who have played on our minds. We are fed up. We are tired of politicians who have played on giving our people 50 kwacha prior to elections. We are fed up of Wakada intimidating our Zambian people prior to elections. If you guys think kuchingora kuno, ebo mwabantu wakwales. First of all, address by UPND. What transpired in Chingola? We condemned everyone, all the citizens they condemned. But they say, perfectly the root cause. Go and find out what is the root cause. What is there? So, President Nakandich Mapuchingola so Ati, I think I remember very well. I was looking, I was observing, I watched very carefully. He was observing and said, no, please, security, do not disturb those young people. Don't disturb them. And these are the words of Raka in there. Don't disturb them. Then eventually he said, oh my goodness, don't be personal, please. I'm a secret CRF man. So when President said, don't disturb the young people, please don't. And then he walked and faced the forward and he said to the public, which was in front of him, he said, no, don't go away. Please, don't go away. Don't go away. Stay here. Because the President, you know, this is what he portrayed to us. We are watching from outside. He said, there is some people, you guys, they throwing some stones. Then someone was telling him, yes, they are throwing some stones. So he said, no, wait. Don't harass those people. Leave them. This is Hakainde Chilema's words. Don't please. Then the security, they said, no, Your Excellency, we are supposed to leave this place. Then he left the place and he was taken away. We are not talking about why did the people in Chingola behaved the way they behaved. We are talking about the capacity of President Hakainde Hichilema to say, immediately he said, do not arrest those boys who are on behind the trees. I think there was some sort of a tree. There was a tree behind there, and some stones somehow. They were coming from that other area. So he said, no, don't harass them. Now, what happened? This is now surprising. What happened? Some days after, when the president of Israel had to go back, the same president who defended the young people behind the trees, he said, I protected you, Ngabali Minaya. Me, I was shocked. I was shocked. On this point in time, I was shocked. And I said, but on the other day, our president said, please don't harass those young people. Allow them, don't harass them. Then afterwards, then he said, I protected you, Ngabali Minai. What happens now with these words of our president? Jack Mwimbo, the Minister of Home Affairs, goes to Chingola and threatens everyone. There are UPND cadres who have threatened Chingola. I don't know if they have nominatives that they are threatening, but what I've heard is the people in Chingola are saying police are moving around Chingola from time to time. My word to the UPF and to especially to President Akandechida. He is you are the commander-in-chief of the police. Your Excellency, the reaction of Chingola has been like that because of the suffering and the high level of unemployment of the Chingola people and youth. And the youth in Chingola were promised by himself, Your Excellency, yourself. You promised them that you were going to give them the dump sites in Chingola. Your Excellency, remember these words. You promised them, and you made a comparison, and you said you are not going to behave yourself just like the UPM did behave themselves, because they promised to give the dump sites of Chingola, and they did not do it. And when you are going to come into power, Your Excellency, you said you are going to fulfill your promise to give the dump sites of Chingola to the Jerabos. You called them Jerabos. And you yourself, Your Excellency, you refused the word Jerabos. You used another word, small scale miners. I'm here. By that time, I was supporting you. President Akandechile, by that time, I was supporting you. When Father Frank Waria was against you, when many other people were against you, I was supporting you. We supported your idea of empowering the young people. Not only, Your Excellency, the young people in Chingola, but the young people in Kitwe, the Black Mountain. Remember, Your Excellency, the Black Mountain. When you said home cooperatives, and I'm one of those who facilitated and convinced the young people to form cooperatives. We formed cooperatives in Busakile, Nkana East, Riverside, a women cooperatives, in Wangwa compound, in Mulenga compound, Chamboli compound, in Ndeke compound, in Miseshi compound. Your Excellency, I am one of those who convinced a lot of young people to form the cooperatives because you told them that they were going to receive something from the Black Mountain. If nobody
Nobody has told you, Your Excellency, what has happened with the Black Mountain. I'm here, and I'm a witness. Those who have benefited in the Black Mountains, nobody knows in Kitwe. The people who has given opportunities from cooperatives, most of them, they could be, Your Excellency, 3% who have benefited. And the rest, I've never seen the promise. This is just Kitwe. Now think about what has happened in Chingola. My appeal to you, Your Excellency, do not punish the young people who are suffering. Do not punish the young people in Chingola. Right? Do not punish them because they complained. If I was in Chingola myself, I was going to complain, Your Excellency. If I was in Chingola myself, I was going to complain. I was going to cry out. I'm not saying, I'm not going to emphasize on the point of some young people throwing stones in your presence. But I'm saying, look into the aspects of the complaints these people from Chingola. Because the promises, Your Excellency, came from you. And the promises came from the Minister of Mines, Minister Pokabusu. That our Minister Pokabusu has never fulfilled these promises, Your Excellency. Why should you punish the young people who might not be employed? And here, I come out to the Zambian people, the people in Chingola. We sympathize with you. These difficult times, you are going through a very difficult time. Stay focused, be humble. Absorb the suffering, the oppression that you are going to go through. God is going to bless you. Because umuchele ukufina maumva kuusendele. Eyo isikalipa chumfumwine. Bachingola ngachile kalipa. Ngachile kalipa. Mwakunda chakalipa. Imbafu shakalipa. Umuto wakalipa. Imikonso yakalipa. Ngawami batimwiranda tifile kalipa. Bachingola. Napali mula numpanyile. Pantui chikalipa. Chumfa mwine. UPND, don't oppress the young people. You are leading the whole country. The whole country. The whole country. You are ruling the whole country. You are not ruling the UPND affiliated people. You are not ruling the people wearing red t-shirts. You are ruling the Zambian people. Mm-hmm. Please. This is my appeal. Even if it's difficult for you, but think about this. You are ruling a government and you are ruling a people. A people who is about more than 20 million Zambian people. They are all under the responsibility and the rule of President Hakainde Hichilema. Your Excellency, do not segregate some other citizens. And you just choose those who are doing Kwenyu for you. We know you love the Kwenyus. But don't just favor those people who are just saying Kwenyu for you, and you are happy. You are a president of a country. You are a president of all even the country citizens of those who are saying, Your Excellency, 21 hours, 22 hours of load shedding is too much. 21 hours of load shedding is too much. Sometimes it comes when we are sleeping. Your Excellency, can you do something? Do not send police to us. Even have empathy. Listen to them. I conclude by saying, Muchimemba balanda ati omweo wa muntu waba mukutwi. Omweo wa muntu waba mukutwi. President Hakainde Chilema, listen to the people. Listen to the Zambian people are crying. Abakalamba omukulu tapusa akebo apusa kabwe. Abakalamba ngaba tumweo wa muntu waba mukutwi ba Hakainde Chilema. Bebe ni kwa balanda ichitonga ineisha ichitonga ipa nyo ichitonga na chimema mo chitonga Hakainde Chilema. Listen, umweo wa muntu waba mukutu. Your Excellency, listen to the cry of the Zambian people. Thank you very much, Opomolo.
Thank you so much, Don Oscar. We are honored and appreciate your presence here. I don't know about Isaac Namlanda. Welcome back, eh?
Thank you. How are you, my sis?
Good, good. Nice to have you. Isaac, go ahead if you are not ready. Okay, Mwala, you are not ready? Vake, are you ready?
Very much.
Okay, let's go. The floor is yours.
My sister, as always, you are always on the money.
I have a powerful team behind.
Yes.
I work with a powerful team. Yeah.
I just wanted to add more to what you have already established. One, quickly about Makebi Zulu before I talk about the Chingola saga. I don't know if you noticed, from the time he arrived at the airport, he went straight to see people who were incarcerated. He went straight. He didn't go home or to sit or have coffee or tea somewhere, you know. So then he went over just a short period of time. I think I saw him meeting the former vice president. I saw him meeting some of the former ministers. I saw him reach out to Chilufeka Pepe. I saw him reach out to John Sangwa. That in itself, I think, speaks volumes about his maturity, leadership, and his desire to bring together the fragmented opposition, I believe. Mm-hmm. Because if he wanted, he would not have gone out of his way to reach out to those people. But Cardinal, and most of all, during this whole period of suffering, I believe that he has shown his integrity by standing with the Lungu family when it was not fashionable for anyone. Tell me, amongst all of them who have declared the candidacy in PF, how many have stood with the Lungu family like the way Makebi has? Tell me, whether you talk about Munduvile, whether you talk about Valuvinda, just mention any name. I believe that Makebi has really distinguished himself. In fact, if we look through it with what he has done, he put his whole career of the lawyer on the line. Because, to stand against the Zambian government at the moment, it's not easy. They've got all the power, they've got all the instruments that they can use against someone. They can bring you down, they can finish you off. But the man risked all that, sacrificing and standing with the man when he was alive and even in death. Surely, Nango Waliko Somutima, you can see something about that man. He may not have it all, and I'm not saying he has everything or he is the best of them all, but for me, those acts and his behavior has shown his maturity. Reaching out to beyond the PF has shown that he is a person who can reach out. Because Zambia is bigger, it means I see him as a person, if he was president, he can reach out to people who are non-PF and still have an audience and have them to present their issues or something. That's why I'm very comfortable with him, very, very comfortable. Then and in fact, if people start insulting him, it means that there is something about him they are scared.
Mm-hmm.
A person who is weak and a person who you can control, you can easily just walk away. But for you to begin to say something, unless they are challenging your status quo, and so if UPND, the machinery, they have unleashed whatever attacks on him, it just shows us that there is something we must really look for beyond the insults concerning Makebi. And when he did his presser, I just looked around the people who were hanging around him. You could see that really he wants to reconcile. He really wants to reconcile people. For me. Then, the Chingola thing, like I've said before, I'm from Chingola. Chiwempala is the market just as you come from Mwaiseni on your way if you're going to Lulamba and you are walking. Before you reach Lulamba, the biggest market you come is Chiwempala. Now, Chiwempala market is one of the biggest, in fact, in Chingola, because not even the market that is at the town center can compare to Chiwempala. Why? Chiwempala people who are coming from Kasumbalesa, who are traders, that's where they go and they do the trading. So it's more or less like a very big and international market in that sense. However, I believe that the head of state, if he is hearing me, I want to say he is getting angry with the wrong people. For me, for that thing to have happened the way it did, he should have fired the Minister of Home Affairs. He should have fired the head of intelligence. He should have fired, who else? The Minister of Mines. He should even fire the Minister of Agriculture. It's like he's got ifi nkula, ifi shumfa kuvantu. Why am I saying so? A head of state has intelligence at his fingertips. The head of state, in fact, the chief of intelligence of our police, they had information that Kuchingola Takulibwino. How could they even have allowed that trip to happen? Let's put it this way. If he didn't go, it would not have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has the information. Mm-hmm. They would have just said, no, with the information we have gathered everywhere. Because, sister, when a head of state is visiting a place, Talia Amos sweepers Balaya Tefe ahead of him. Via which they call sweeping the place. So they go by Shutushu, Africa Pachuempala Market, Bachitako interview, Ama marketeers, Ramonava, Vaishwanokushwa Tavantu Pano, Naba Fulwa, and everything. Then they quickly relate to him, but Kwena Avantu Tabale Umfa we know or something. But all that they allowed to happen. So for me, the mistake really it's not with the kids, or they threw the stones and all that, because that's too late in the issue of gathering information. They had that information, and from what we know, those are UPND support members who did that.
Yes,
So
because they promised them bali balaira to compare my license pangene ma cooperative.
So you can imagine on the other side if those kids were oppositions.
Yeah. So they can't support it on PF.
If they were not UPND, what would we be talking about today? Something else, in my view. So I truly believe that he is focusing on the wrong people, because in the video, he notices that something is not right. The very time when he started saying, "Ushamulea kwisa," meaning there was a bit of movement which was not conforming to the audience he wanted to address. He was more alert than the special branch themselves and his security team. I see a fault in his security team. He turns around, he wants to talk, he looks at the back, he's pointing at something, but you didn't see the security team gather on stage up until he ducked the first time. You know, they were Bantu Amsangoshani in terms of their response to security protecting the head of state. They failed. All that,
you know, but okay, the other thing, the rumor has it on the ground is like he has fired all the people that have been trained for those jobs and surrounded himself with hand-picked people. So now this is a lesson for the president, because word on the ground she said, oh, some of these problems we are having in these institutions is because all the qualified people have been fired. And he has hand-picked people, including security. Balichta hand-pick abantu to be there. So this is the problem. This is why we are having even a crisis in the institutions. Because the people, they are not having these jobs based on merit, but on nepotism and whatnot and whatnot.
Because, you know, government, unless, but that's the problem when you put somebody who does not.
Yes, Tabaish, so like those Tamama ni security detail, whoever present, text. It went viral, and then somebody had to buy some mushinishatiwe. You know, they arrived somewhere, and the security detail was texting on his phone.
Texting?
Yeah, him backing from a chopper. Niwabo security detail? How can you be texting uleikira muchopa? Niwebo security wabaka take.
That is so wrong.
I was asking for a favor. Sorry, Vaket. I'll be running away going for work. I wanted to read something quickly. Then I'll ask Madam President to drop me. Just a quick one. I know as Zambians, a lot of people in the country are in despair. And they are worried at what is happening, especially with, what is unfolding in the country regarding the convention of PF. This is one thing that I've learned over the years. I'm a strong believer in God, and I trust God's word. So I want to read some verse just to encourage Zambians. A quick one, if I will be permitted, Madam President.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to read Daniel chapter 2. I'm reading verse 21. I'm going to read first of all from the New International Version. It says, He changes times and seasons. He disposes kings and raises up others. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. New Living Translation. He controls the course of the world events. He removes kings and sets up other kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the scholars. English Standard Version, he changes times and seasons, he removes kings and sets up kings, he gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. The last one, the King James Version. And he changes the times and seasons, he removes kings, setteth up kings, he gives wisdom unto the wise and knowledge unto them that know understanding. Why have I brought this what most of the press singers say. HH up to 2090. You know, the truth of the matter is this. God is in charge of the affairs of the human governments. It is him that decides and sets kings. So, let these people not be so proud with their mingalatos and whatever they are doing. God determines. And if God has determined, there is nothing that they can do. Let the people of Zambia get encouragement from this scripture. Let them not despair. Let them continue trusting God and praying for those that are vying for presidents, especially for Makebi Zulu Zambians. Let us pray for this man. I thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Lily. I'm grateful for the opportunity to lead this scripture. Thank you so much.
Amen.
I love
Amen.
you. God bless you.
Love you too, my Josephs. We are here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We need to hear that. And our God says our plans are not his plans, you know?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Absolutely. It is his
And
plan.
in fact, part of that verse says, God rules in the affairs of men. So even Zambia is no exception. God will rule in our affairs. God will rule in Makebi's life. For me, I'm just praying that God protects that man, Makebi Zulu,
Yes.
that God aligns.
And is protected already. But look at they were saying takengire muzambia bakamukaka. Ata bakamwikatira pa airport. Aingira. God is on the throne. Bakamwikatira pa airport. Where is Makebi today?
You know, you see, God, when God is on your side, he can actually turn your enemies into supporters.
But when you are, let's rephrase that. When you are on God's mission.
Correct. Oh, yes. You are on God's mission.
When you are on God's mission, go continue.
On God's mission, God will protect God's mission and the missionary.
You are a missionary. Makebi is on God's mission. No weapon formed against him shall prosper.
Shall prosper. Amen. I totally agree, and I'm with you 100% on that. Because all the press singers, they used to scare us, they will arrest him, they will do this, they will do that. Then he walks into Zambia like he's walking out, like Daniel walking out of the den.
The lion's den.
He's just walking freely. And when I looked at that, I saw the hand of God. I just thought, Lord, with every campaign they have done on social media against this man, against his family, this is your hand to protect this man to walk like this.
He is on God's mission.
I can tell you that in as far as UPND is concerned, they are not worried about Nevas Mumba. He is in their pocket. They are not
because Nevas Mumba talipa agenda ya kwalesa. Nevas Mumba is not on God's mission. Nevas Mumba lipa mission ya kafumo kakwe.
They are not even worried about all those people in the opposition.
Because they are on a mission for Tufumo Tuabo. Makebi Zulu is on God's mission.
And because of him, all of us do not know so much about Walungu's last days as he knows. If there is one person that President HH is scared of, and is fearing, cannot stand next, face to face, it's MZ. I can tell you from my heart that right now, the coming of Makebi Zulu in Zambia has sent shivers in State House like never before. It is confounding a lot of people. And in any case, you can see that all the people who mean well for Zambia somehow they are being incarcerated. Why was the timing of Nakachinda being thrown in there just when PF was just about to go to the convention and everything? And he was the key man who could have organized this thing. No, I'm telling you, still, Nakachinda, inside or outside, whether the UPND like the supporters of Makebi Zulu or they don't, the very fact that God is with him, for me, it's more than enough. Way more than enough. So I am happy, and I know that I have watched online on how people, all of a sudden we are hearing all the propaganda, even from the fights they were referring to. It's not a fight, because I think if we say this is democracy, may those who are supporting, whoever they are supporting, whether it's Mundubile, stick to their lane and not cross and begin to rubbish or insult other people if they make a different choice. Then it means we are not matured in our democracy. We should be, for instance, if you're supporting Makebi Zulu and I'm not supporting, I have no right to insult you or to intimidate you. I need to respect your choice and your decision. Sure, Zambia to feel politics. We can't be the other versions of other people simply because of a different choice. No, not to kula nomba. We can say, oh yeah, because Nakunchto, I have people who may not necessarily agree with me, but guess what? They are in my team. I respect them. It's the only way my team can succeed. Otherwise, my department falls flat. Work with the opposing views. In fact, I've used this principle at work. You'll be surprised. Just about 2 days ago, the chief executive of our company asked me if we could have coffee together. So we went. The man gave me more than 1 hour of his time. But before we went, I sat down like, oh God, this is the head of our company. It's like the Esther Mordecai moment. I don't want to go and waste time with the king. What is on my mind? What can I say to him that will represent even people who do not agree with me? So I consulted, I talked to people. If you had an opportunity to talk to him, what would you say to him? They gave me their views. I went into several services, even the services I don't like guys, if you had an opportunity, 5 minutes to speak to this man, what is it that you'd like to present? And trust me, my sister, when I sat down and I talked to him, you know what he told me? He said to me, hey, go ahead, make these changes, and I'm going to write to you to follow up on what the outcome has been. If the senior managers do not accept what you have proposed, then I will get involved. But for now, you make the call. Why? Wow. We can sit in a mature way to have difficult conversation, but with respect for one another's divergence of views. And I learned something that's why we say, oh, the Western world is developed. They are developed because they are able to embrace even their enemies' views, period. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how it's not like everybody says, yes, yes, yes. No, it's not true. Sister.
You can tell me about it. You can tell me about it.
When I came, I had a small heart. Facebook words, I would go and cry and give up. But I had to learn to be tough. In fact, when you are in a meeting with them, like in Shisha Auta, like the way I'm shouting today about Zambia, no. I organize and make sure I don't show any form of emotion.
Right.
And yes. I'm not
Yeah,
distracted.
exactly.
And and to the glory of God, I was given
Amen.
an award just about
Oh,
2
wow.
weeks.
Congratulations.
103
Congratulations. Yeah.
workers. Then we were the 3 finalists, and out of the 3 finalists, I got it.
Wow.
Negotiations, ability to talk.
I
to
know.
people.
To God be the
That's
glory.
why
That's a good
that's
testimony, yes.
That's why I believe that any government in succession, in as far as I'm concerned, in Zambia, has failed because they have always treated the opposition as an enemy. Mamona.
Divide and rule tactic, you know.
Yes.
And this is what we want to move away from. You
Move
know,
away from.
we can never develop is we like you know, one thing my KB said about that nuclear program, chatting Kadipat, you know, PF left this program in place, trained 100 people, young men and women, and because UPND came, they abandoned it. You know, imagine if the UPND continued that nuclear program, we would be a power bank today in our region.
By far. You know, one of the people for me who impresses me the most among us all African leaders, there are many, but the Botswana man.
Boko Duma, yeah?
Yeah. When Boko won, people wanted him to ill-treat the opposition. And he said no. Mama, he refused.
Actually, you know, the story of that guy, I connected with a woman who follows me. She is from Botswana, so she called me. I just saw a strange number. I pick up. I'm like, okay, who are you? So she introduced herself, and she told me the story of Botswana. And that man, he said he started politics when he was really young. He's a well-educated, I think, from one of the renowned universities here in the U.S., Chabinga, Harvard or Stanford graduate. And she said that man, he was so proud because of his education accolades. And when people rejected, he said Botswana rejected him several times.
Wow. Before
they actually elected him, because he was a proud Manale Yumfwa. So he said that it took that Duma guy many defeats for him to win this election. And after he won, look at the testimony that he's showing.
Yeah.
Because he's the same like HH. HH suffered many defeats, but for HH, instead of it being a humbling moment, it is a moment for HH to gloat every day.
To vilify
yes, to go after his enemies, revenge, gloating, mukekarapesa, ngabali minaya. I'm like, what kind of language is this, honestly?
Which is very sad, because at the time, at the peak, when we were having load shedding and all that,
because of ECO banana vena. Number ECO is nowhere. Shabatwara kuba ichenomba ngabali minaya. Chani. Oh my God.
Wrong. That was wrong, because to be saying that
the language yabuka provide, there is nowhere near a presidential podium.
But that's when you see the president lacks leadership. For me, he has said a lot of wrong things.
Nobody has a script. Why can't he stick to a script? He can just say, read the script, but always taking Kabova language on the podium.
To be honest, many times when he goes and is speaking to these young people, we know then the way.
No, because you can't talk like the kids. You can't go to a copper build and talk like a Kabova street language. No. You are a father of the nation. There should be a difference between Bakabova and whereas a president in podium.
And that's why I know that I think he does not understand our language, Bemba language, because whenever he
understands it, because our language are similar. Even in Tonga, there is language here, Bovea mu street, quite one language here mu change. Even English.
Exactly.
All languages have that kind of thing. All language, quite slang, there is official language, and then there is a, slang, street language and professional language. But the president, he doesn't pick and choose. He wants to use I pick my words. I can be a kabova all I want. I am a corporate girl. I can be a kabova all I want, but I am doing something which does not allow me to use the kabova language as I talk to people.
I just feel sorry for him because maybe by the time he will wake up and realize, he would have already left the position which could have given him leeway to change Zambia for the better. Because he, like you are saying, now I get it, is surrounded by people who do not mean well for him. That man has had an opportunity. He could have changed Zambia, I totally believe. But he's got very bad people around him.
No, it's those people, he puts them there, So him thinking, eliminating all those professional people and putting people he handpicks there, he is safe. No, because many of these institutions, that's the problem that we are having. Thank you for the gifts. And I saw somebody send me some gifts. Manigan, Natotela. Thank you for the Manigan. I think it was Tandy. Appreciated. So the problem is, the president, many people are parking, is it paid leave? Professional men and women. So he has handpicked people who don't have that professional backing to do these jobs in many institutions. That's why the country is literally shutting down. I'll give an example, even Mufurila, Kuyaku Water, whatever. Is it Mulonga Water Company? Quite problems. People have jobs for which they don't have qualification just to collect a paycheck. The same thing even in Nefia.
That's sad, my sister. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share.
Sorry for coming in. You know the problem with the HH, he likes putting people that he can control. No wonder he has changed people, he has removed the professionals, those who can say no to him, to say what you are doing is not according to the constitution.
Who know the job, yeah.
Brought in people who he can control. No wonder if you look at the judiciary, the judges that he has appointed are those people that are yes pana to him, who cannot refuse whatever he wants to do with the judiciary or with anything that he wants. That's the kind of a man. No wonder when you started saying about the Chingola issue, the Chingola issue, I cannot blame our security. I'll blame the president. Why am I saying so? In 2016, I was in Chipata. It was my first time to be in Chipata there. We had some business. While in Chipata, we were lodging at a certain lodge. Twalisa munafe chungulo. Kwambo kuisafe abantu abali strange. And we heard that, no, the head of state is going to be coming to the eastern province. It was election time. Whilst we are there, Paloji Parapene Potwali, Tomunafe Baisa, and then I looked at one man, I knew him, he is a shushush. I said, Monaniwa shushush, na sakali. You see, they are checking everything to know how is the situation in the eastern province. Wamona fiance, those are sweepers, na sakali. Ama kuki na saba kuipikira bajama nani kanama shushushu. Naba kuipikira ba president, na Afrika kare kuja kunani kare. Preparing everything. Now, here kuchingole, if you cancer our president, wali kwa chasa if you cancer. Nangu muinga bebo kweba to kuifinta filiwino. No, I want to go there. He wants to prove himself that he can do that. No one can stop him. That's where the problem comes in. You see? So if the president can listen, How can you honestly, a president, a podium, kuluma kuchimuti, abantu nabanina? What do you want to show? To say that, no, okay.
Who screened them? The question is, because Kadibala just screen abantu ababamupe pina president. Who screened? That's the question. Who screened?
Who is going to be alert? Those are no one has a gun. You see? And you cannot do that in the States. No one can even go back to the podium with president. All of them that will sit behind the president, they need to be screened.
Exactly. That's why they are saying that maybe they just created this whole thing. It was staged. Because we were here and some people were saying maybe it was staged.
I tend to agree with that assertion.
Because it's like it's not possible for this to happen. Those people too close to La Posa Magwe. Why were they so somebody says here.
Closer to him because I'm not UPND. They would not allow me that.
So somebody was saying they staged this so that they can say they are saying that you number opposition Tamwakulaisa, you will not come to our camp because you stoned
I mean, who chose the ground up? Ground up. Where did they come with their map? In their pockets? No,
I remember that I was in Rome. But Pop Marseilla, my metal detectors, Papa Ingira mu St. Peter's Square.
Correct.
Bako kunani kuyafye kumas kupita mu metal detectors kwati muri amukukwerendeki mapesi yonse kumona tamuliribwe tuwayala sala popiribwe
even my bags wala say chat.
Yes. Nyana kwata backpack kuisula mwamona
Number ni shasendele shanilibwe mu itoloshi o muri kapitula. It's not
So because if they are the president,
so that's why we are saying it was staged because number one, the president is there. They were supposed to clear in an area called St. Peter's Square. Rome. St. Peter's Square. Show what you pop. Baby, in a window, Papa teleport to Bamuena by Sulama windows over the Tamas. But they had to screen us. But Papa, the upper tell you go checking a muri metal detector. If we are
to go with what the scripture says that everything works out together for good, it should just see the good that has come out of this and not blame those and just learn from it.
No, but we are blaming the Zambia police. So instead of these praise singers by youth, they should hold the police to task. To say, why didn't you screen, didn't you clear that area? Takuri amabwe, takuri, apo abikire stage tairi mpepi nechimu tichako matabai chikutuba nina mubambo kula sama. Why tu kankara mwelo wambo kulira sibarin na wanto amabu.
Let me tell you this. Wajaba kapokora go mule mwana nombaba nyu wajaba reshungu kaba president. Those guys were just trained for less than 6 months. Wow. Some of them bali toroka kale pali dia stage ya kwebati he can be a police officer. So now they trained them kwebati ba join bale endera pamona ba president. So those are the same people. But they are well-trained police officers who are supposed to be moving around with the president.
No, but okay, stadium why you kireshani mupepi nechimuti.
Irenda moto kabapona na panchi.
Imagine tababa training, I swear. Uleka pokola wa kuisa itoba kanani. kapoko sikakapa mulopa musebo. Nishwalita training na ina impone pia.
To be fired immediately, but it just shows you.
Lienda kapoko na ilio kuisa pona ne futi ya pone noko.
That's sad though.
But too much.
The other thing that I wanted to add on is before Brother Joseph left, Brother Joseph said that ama demons na fulungana because of Makebi Zulu. Today I was talking to a colleague. I was saying that you know why. Eddie Galungu, before he became a president, he was fought left, right, and center. So when he was fought right, left, and center, you could see to say that God has put the hand on that person. No wonder he became a president. Now, look at the way they are fighting Makebi Zulu. They are fighting Makebi Zulu left, right, and center. Immediately, he just said that, no, I will become the president of the Patriotic Front. They started fighting Makebi Zulu. Why? It's because they know to say that the star of Eddie Galungu has now arrived in Zambia. And people are seeing Eddie Galungu in him.
His spirit has landed. International Malukula. International Malukula in the bubu. And we must tell you that international Malukula ma millionaires. Niba Malukula ba Mzambia wa mwasura. Mufiaro fya basungu international Malukula ni millionaire. I know but Dustin ready for break, so nara pay chance. Go ahead, Dustin. Thank you for joining.
You know what? There are two things that I've been looking at it. Number one, I like what Isaac Msonda just said. If the head of state is visiting a place, within 5 days before the head of state goes where he's supposed to go, you send your security wings. And these security wings are like people are going to survey the place. They will see, okay, is this place okay? And that is something that I saw when I was working back in Zambia. I was working in Kush. So like before, we would just see Amamoto Tatwa Munapo, you know? And then we would just see people that are just coming in, bars. And then like, are these people Tatwa? And then when you go to even a lodge where they are, they will just be there. 5 days before the president comes in, they survey the place. Then secondly, for me, why did people do what they did? That's the number one question. To be honest with you, the seat of the president, what happened, I'm not supporting it. But let's look at the root cause. Why did the people act in that way? Because that's the thing that the president and his team should be asking themselves. Okay, number one, the security is not good. And for me, if I was the president, and which we haven't done, we haven't seen, he should change all the security personnel. They failed him. They failed the president. They failed the office of the president because that what we saw, trust me, that is not good for our president and for the office of the president. Then, we went to poverty is bad. And I think even Mama Kebi Zulu Ngavaisa, his number one job is to make sure that Zambians are not in the poverty situation. Look at what has happened to them. They are the match. What are you matching for? Because those people, if they were their jobs, wouldn't be seeing what they were matching for. Matching for Chingola. What are you matching for Chingola? The minister even addressing people for what? What Zambians need, Ninchito, not what we are seeing. And you know, that makes me sad every day because in a country where people are given jobs, you will not see people being used the way I saw. The march in Chingola, what was that all about? Solidarity for who? Sometimes when people are doing things, ask ourselves, who is it benefiting? When Queen Pum comes here, she comes here to talk to the nation because we know in Zambia, people don't have this privilege. She's doing it for Zambia. She's not doing it for herself. Even a leader, when you're a leader, number one thing is, why are you a leader? The problem we have with most of our politicians in Zambia, my bosses, they're a leader. Because you have to ask, was that necessary? Give them jobs. The other thing is, people on the ground remind each other to register. It's not going to be an easy fight. Let's just agree to this, because the person that was a president of our country from day one has been playing Imingalat. Because, and he has said it, we've been here for a long time. That is what we need to ask ourselves to say, how do we remove such a person? It's not going to be easy, but trust me, just the support that I'm seeing, and that's something I think Queen Pumo was happy, like my opposition from Zambia, Makebi Zulu has shown you something. You can be in your numbers and everything, but numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. I'm calling upon all the opposition leaders. We all want one thing. We want a better Zambia. We don't want you to be a person who is a president. It's a calling from God. But so apanomba kuwombera chapamo no kumono fetwala ingisha poba aims ba Makebi Zulu. Yes, there will be competition, there will people compete and everything, but numbers don't lie. We are now going to be a Zambia, not a Tama leaders, but give us a report. Okay, Mr. President, 4 years of your presidency, how many jobs have you created? And don't tell me about those teachers. Those are government jobs. We're talking about the private sector. You've been in government for 4 years, now going to 5 years. A good leader will tell you, actually, the American presidency is defined in 100 days of the president going into power. These other days, they will now, people know, oh, Ale Tushimi Kilafio Tushimi. Even now, Makebi Zulu and everyone that is going to be a leader, you have got a call to assure Zambians in 100 days, things start changing for the betterment of all Zambians. Yes, we can't have a country where man too. But we are living like, when you look at Zambia, sometimes, actually, for most people who look at Zambia when we are far, I feel bad. Where are we living like we are still not independent? Have you seen Amalulo teachers and we are still calling ourselves a nation? And then we still have people who want to continue lying to us Zambians. The change we are talking about, improvement, and everyone that is listening, it's not about the change of changing people and political players going into government. It's about changing the life of that lady who has never used, who uses a filter tin, but a flushable toilet. Things need to change. We need to look at those people. Not let's just look at Abantu. That's why we are being insulted today to say, no, you can afford a solar panel. That's not the job of Zambians. It's a job of the government to provide the leeway for Zambians to have access to clean water, to have access to clean environment where they stay. The change that Zambians want. We all loved our president when he was in opposition. Many people voted for him because he was promising Zambians a better Zambia. Has he fulfilled that? No. When people come to say, "Mwabapata favor president," tatu abapata yo bantu bese nabena babakulire muri lesa. But twapata ofyo balpere abantu abamsambia. Queen Pumu, we love you. Thank you, God, for everything that you do. We will continue supporting your cause. We need a better Zambia. God bless you.
Amen, amen. Thank you. Actually, on that note, I just saw an article where the president, they were signing a loan with the EU for Lobito Corridor. I'm like, really? So this Lobito Corridor thing is still on? The channel to loot our resources? Let's sign a little. 200 million euros. Why can't they sign a contract to build factories? So we have a problem. Ela foi kafia mu Zambia. Nifo bofwe bale chitamano ya amano ya kugwerera numa. to build a rail line to extract our resources. Can you imagine that? Today,
it's a shame. Like a country where it's like
they can't even think of building a fast train. Fast train in Zambia. But balekule enjanji kula senda mabwe robito injanji kala fuma kulia kusorwezi chingora yapita na imbika fuma from Congo. The rail line will combine and then all the way to Elvis Bay in 2025. Really? So nishna wapata plan ya kuta develop Zambia. Aba kwete plan ya kule enjanji kusenda mabwe.
Naikoseyo
2019 mwe bantu bakalisa okay mwingire bote nangu duwe bo praise singer. Can you imagine today bale saina contract ya kukongole mpya bakule enjanji ya kusenda amabwe bale tunta amabwe
mafia yo
nomba inchi toi nomukalabo mbeishi fwewe na Zambia tubanishi watu bika pesa panti fyalo fyose fireruisho kukwata mafactory nokushita process ama minerals muchalo chako but lero bachira saina ba Michael, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I always appreciate. It's just because sometimes I'm always busy, that's why, but I always follow whatever is happening. I want also to echo about what you have said. First and foremost, I want to say that I was there when he went to express his interest per secretariat. You know, people started Ghana. Yes, Kuli Makebi. I was there. I'll tell you the story. I was there. I was among those people who were there.
Jimmy Kenny, that's good news.
Yes. So what happened is that they said he will come at 10 hours, and people started coming around 9 hours. And there was a case for Wanakachinda until they adjourned. So he was supposed to come at 14 hours and he came around 13 hours. So people were there singing. When he came, they brought t-shirts for MZ8. The way people were scampering for t-shirts, I felt like ECL has risen. You know, I felt that emotion. I said, but this man, he's got favor. And indeed, most of the callers, what you have said, it's like ECL has born into MZ8. And no one is going to stop him because it is the will of the people. It's not the will of MZ. Because people are the ones who started calling for MZ to come. Not himself. He did not offer himself. It's the same as ECL. May his soul rest in peace. So when you look at the story of MZ and ECL, they have got some similarities. Even ECL, people started calling when Vasata was sick. You remember that story. He was in Angola. He was told to come back and was given when he was acting president, everything was done. Then later on, Vasata died. And what happened? There was tug of war between former Vice President Guy Scott and ECL. ECL was told not to hand back the instrument of powers. But because of his wisdom, he said, if it belongs to me, it will still come back to me. And this is exactly what is happening to MZ8. People are fighting him. I've seen Lilian Mtambo, George Mtonga, most of UPND, Watchdog, Koswe, they are fighting MZ8 because he's the future and he's the person that God has given us that is going to liberate.
They have seen it.
Yes.
Darkness and light don't mix. They will fight. Hey.
Very true. And when you look at again the Bible, it reminds me the story of King Saul and David. When you remember, David, he was busy tending the sheep. He was busy tending the sheep, and his brothers, 7 of them, they were fighting with the Philistines. When they fought, when the time came now, the Israelites, when they called for a leader, Samuel was told to go in the house of Jesse. And when he went into the house of Jesse, when he saw the first one, he said, yes, this one is the one. But the word came to him, was told from God to say, don't look at the appearance. See, God sees the heart. So leadership is about the heart. And when you look at MZ, he's got the heart because he's the person that he wants to embrace everyone. He wants to, he has that spirit of unity, peace, and inclusivity. So this is the leader we want. And I think some time back I'd written an article. I'll share with you one of these fine days. I said that Zambians in 2026, they don't need a party president. We need a Republican president who is going to be representation of all 73 tribes of Zambia. Because we need a leader. Wherever you go, people should see a leader, not they see someone who always wants to divide this country. So Makebi is one of them. He's standing out. So MZ8 is going to be fought, but God has already said he's the one. Like the way David was tending the fish, the animals. When you look at today, Makebi is being called International Marukula. Now, he was busy looking after ECL body. And now he has come, he has landed in Zambia. Everyone wants now to look at him and to look at him as if he is not a factor. Now, when David also, I'm making some comparisons for me. So when David was tending the sheep, what he did now is that when the time came, he was also playing the harp. And when the king, whenever he had the evil spirit came upon unto him, he would go and play the harp, and the spirit would settle. And this is what is happening. Makebi, he might be the one who is going to play the harp for Akainde Ichirema after he leaves office. So it is very important that leaders, they should always have respect whatever people they want to give. Because today, Makebi Zulu is our David and is going to liberate this country because he has been out there. And most of us, when we have a bereavement, we always want to interact with the same Marukula to look after our dead, our family member who has died. And meaning, if someone has compassion over the dead, what about us, the living? He's going to look after this country very well. So the game is Makebi Zulu, and we must give him support. Every well-meaning Zambian, we must give him support. And when you look at his, he reminds me the time of UNIP, where most of our 4 founding fathers were youths, and they developed this country. And this is where we are going. Humble sana fie. And yes. So when I look at him, I see that he's going to develop this country. And the sad part is that there are certain youths like George Mtonga. He wrote about him that I don't doubt him, but he's too attached to Edgar Chagwalungu. You know, people.
Because if you are attached to something, you can't betray it.
Absolutely.
The problem, we want people who are showing us loyalty, attachment.
Yes. Absolutely.
Rubbish.
So you'll find that when you're a leader, you are going to be fought left, right, and center. But the truth of the matter is that he is very steady. Even when he's talking, he's very humble. He knows even the word, how he utters the words.
Of focus, not determination.
Yes.
And the solids. Not bachulambo.
Yes.
Mailo kaya beka kukoti fi. Bulia bushukaya kukoti moine kaya mkuchinja story. What the hell? No. You are not a leader. Yes. We don't need such men and women bachulambo toto. Eh?
Yes. And again, when you look at Makebi, what stands out for him, he is not coming into leadership like the way President Ichirema came straight from the boardroom to State House. Makebi is coming as former member of parliament, former cabinet minister,
public service.
You know, yes, he understand. He understand. Yes,
he has worked not for profit but for service. That is the difference.
Very true.
He has worked
Very
for
true.
service, not for profit. Non sibambia muma private company they numbers. They work for profit.
Very true.
We can close and we can have last words. Yesterday I was here for a long time. Oh my God! But today we'll be here again tomorrow.
No problem. As I conclude, I want just also to utter some words over the issue yaku Chingola. Kaya ati iliashi yansofu nga yafanisha iliashi ilipo yansofu.
Yes.
So yes, so as I conclude, I want just to say that the president, the problem which I've observed from him is that he's got too much hatred over Patriotic Front. That's why he wants to make sure that Patriotic Front is taken into oblivion, because even his statement, and he knows when you look at the videos, all of us were watching what was happening. When the president went at the market where it was burnt, people were shouting, "We want Kanseseri, we want Senseri, we want Senseri." But he ignored until he went there to address them. Immediately, even there, his security, they could have said, "Mr. President, here is not okay." They could have asked him to go. Just from the market there. That was a signal enough to safeguard the president. You know, we are not supporting what they did. You know, throwing stones towards the president, because it is disrespectful. But the truth of the matter is that the president should be sensitive, and the president should listen, and the president should always listen to what people are saying. Because even the same bodyguard, the one they have appointed, the president, he was not happy with him. That's why he has appointed him, so that he cannot be in the same with him. It's not a promotion, that is a demotion. But is the person who was trying to save the president. So like the previous caller said, that the president, he wants people he can control, and which is very dangerous for the president. I remember Basata, when he won in 2011, he wanted as a president to be walking to board a bus until he was told that you are no longer a private person. Immediately you become the president, you become the treasurer of the country. So the president, he doesn't understand those issues. But the truth of the matter is that that issue also the president contributed, because he could have just sensed and say, even himself would have said, here things are not okay. So by asking Matambo what he did today, by saying they have declared the Kadarism in this country, it is scaring, because we are going towards elections.
For declaring Kadarism, that's against the law of Zambia. It's inciting. So
yes, it's inciting.
Well-meaning people should go and sue Matambo for declaring Kadarism, because that is inciting.
Very true. Together with that member of parliament, Waku Bwengwa, also he incited people, and he mentioned 3 provinces, that Southern Province, Western and Northwestern. Why?
That is discrimination and segregation and whatever. It is inciting also.
Very true. Yes. Does it mean that the rest 7 provinces, President Hakainde is not our president? He is our president.
What kind of nonsense?
Yes, he is our president.
Yes.
So, as our president, whether we like him or we don't like him, he is our president because Zambians voted for him.
Yes.
So so the president, he shouldn't have only 3 colors. He should have 73 colors. Where does he take the 70 colors?
Imagine.
Because he's talking about the Western, Southern, and the Northwestern.
No.
It shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, no. And
yes, so
we shall bring them to book. If they are not prosecuted now, when the time comes, we shall.
Mlandu suola. Niwambili and wa first yazakafunika maningi ni neri muti.
Bonse de kusogolo. That's why kusogolo. Yourself, by judiciary kusogolo will come after you. I'm telling you.
Now my judges following.
Kusogolo will deal with each other. Kusogolo go after these people na papata.
Tulemba mu madari zikaire wanatiponzisa tunikulemba ku diary every day. You right. Kukwataka book.
We shall deal with them.
Kusogolo tieni hapo. Thank you very much, Madam President. Go and rest. Thank you.
Thank you. Last words.
Madam President, good evening.
Good evening. Kusogoro, today we will deal with you.
And on the serious note, Madam Kumi, when it comes like, is it Mr. Matambo who was declaring the Kadarism? Me, I was very surprised. Ama youths very total kutota. Bala before years.
Bala before the champion kabidi. Mouth for hire. So whenever youth by the woman is 200 kwacha.
4 years. See what they are doing. But they won't ever youth there. 4 years bad babikire kuwaya. After bamama elections ya isa. Baba deta mupepi. So it's very
mining companies kulia. Tamamberenga. Ama mining companies they are now a pair of saka to andala mukula to akula for the 100 kwacha ba youth. Balu yofia kulia nishe kuishiwa pa kuvotera.
Eronga mwaroresha abana babo bali batuma mu Europe mona mu America. Tababa kona forefront ko kufya makadarism. Eronga mbabe wana ukosa fe chiwo tuli batuma copper belt. You know
what? Apart by youth apart. Tabaline salavana. So no by kufunda bana ni don't kubeba. Because kulabale send the pera ko 200 kwacho to twine. So by youth mwewa nanga siafine mwai ukshana bayeche chibaliranda. Ati bakasa mipasa ndarama kushi lero mweba tinakuchita nakuchenjesha shani chishani uko batukana
shani filia.
So na isebe nete futuleba bana. Pokeni mpiero mupamu ballot box kuya walangisha tunami chenjesha bafishani uko. Bafiati.
Kuba chenjesha. Bachatire.
And
oh.
As no opposition.
No opposition.
Why you mule ate ko bamisenda bamilonga bamilishe mpya ni mpya shashenu shamabwe. Ako lieni mwaje mpya mwatino kutinami chenjesha bafyatire fienu. Mwalaba na kutera. bana akuli enifye mule chula bale misenda kesutine mule machinga bamiforesha madre twacha mwalia mwatino kuti tukamichenjesha fyatire fyenu come 12 August you will see you know Zambia.
Hello, Madam President. What is interesting now? Kuno ku Zambia ba youth na fulwa walera ndavya ni new.
Ni na laigalia iliaine kumi kufwala inkama
new
12 August secret ballot nami change shabafiatire fyenu mure fwala bena maligari. Na yo maps ukwalesha na tini bosi kale shani shate yo maps mumutima na ishiva ale liempia shabo leti mwilapata na yo maps mwila mpata bena Zambia
Shatara monapo muntu afumia inyimbo ya kampeni within days by reply
mwela mpata yo maps bena Zambia ali mu pressure mwana maps. He's our sweetheart ali tushanisha so mwimupata na yena ali mu pressure mwaufa mwila mupata yo maps mwila mupata chile wanilekeni bali yakofene mwebene muledia but come 12 August yes na iweka kidisti ule yafenda bana rumango waba kisinga waba haginga bakupera na chiemvelo pakufumako kairinga wambo kulitanya na bena life yara kusera so kula bamyanga pia mu matwi mure bamyanga inga ninyi bomwabe mbira bajini mbota kuroshire ya ni flop but na mari
inyimbo shena shonsa shibiri ni ma flop
flop ya fieshine but na mari pira good for you your
Madam President
mukwai
mwali umfwe nyimbo bayimbire makebi yolera ndati ati yena pakuya akala ingira fyecherere nomba iwo kala ingira bakuposa amabwe na abashita respond ba UPND kwaya ya
aba UPND nari shibane pobekala you know before the UPND taraba power
ninchi tofye na bena mwira bapata no kubapata lekeni se baleri yakwe mpya na bena bale chura bale lalo mwafita na bena so ife tulefa na ma vote kuri bali abene bali tulefa ya ma vote yabo ni secret ballot mulia mukamonefika chitika
aika wanu whitewash ile isa 2026 whitewash
ngandi ku Zambia limbi kuti nafara fine chitenge chabaka inde ndina kuntanshi meanwhile don't kubeba secret ballot na tino kuti nakuchendesha chatire cho kaire bafire
sister website na leader
we forgive you. Tayari, we forgive you. George Mutoka.
Ngani tayari kuba tibambireko ko chabe chifundo batayari. Sasa vamene vachita batayari.
Apa tufikire nomba kula baseka fyachawe we understand your problem and your pressure you need to survive so go do what you gotta do okay?
But tiumo kaili tayari nango ngati mwasoka ngati wapitiliza kuwina aba sanga bwere tayari swanga mshite forgive
na ifabene hatu akamwerere ine pakutungana ungu nangu na government tayari kutna ana pa yapene pa airport kumupokelera man kafu kutina bana kapokora ile the citizens arrest
inenda nalimwe bana tayari nangu fifini tukawina okay kaliro ko kwine you shouldn't even come back tayari ate kalifyo ko kwine because tayari wa aleria 3 times munganda muri ba Esther muri ngaya paka chero anwa tea na lunch na sapa munganda kuri ba Esther kuti lero ambokola batuka
That's why our Kashwadi.
Achanwa Isaac.
Definitely, he knows that because he knows by HH Navaru Sama elections. That's why his wife.
No, but Tayari Mendo Apanga is busy. Nangu by HH ba we no lose it. Tanyante Muzambia. Ali to Chena.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Tayari has crossed the line. We should not tolerate such kind of nonsensical behavior.
We need to put him in his pocket.
Eka atwale ubupuba bwako bara uko inyoko tabamu ishbalera abale sabaira pa internet, and we understand him kai yomo aledi. And we understand everybody.
Why you ain't respond so that
nangu tabachite respond kumuleka pe. Now we know apa tufikire nombapo tulendera. We just have to understand people, because no normal person can want UPND to continue ruling. Mamona, people are having 2 days of power. 2 days ambitaba kwa tamalait. Inshota. So no normal person can want by UPND to continue. So apa ichiri pobonse balelandira survival. All these people promoting UPND. That's the game they are playing. Even in Kulina video hii shireba Dangote bale baba HH umfweni.
And then when you have power, you will actually unleash growth in the country. When you do that, you talk less when you go out there to campaign to tell people what you've done, because they will see what it is. They will actually feel it. It's not like education where it takes several years before you can see the benefit of it. But this one, once you give power, it gives other things, opportunities, GDP growth, and it will give a lot of disposable income, just like what you mentioned, Your Excellency, saying that, yes, today in Zambia, you are using rain-fed agriculture. So rain-fed agriculture, it means that you are going to do one season. But right now, you go to countries where they are doing 3 crops per season. So if you are going to do 3 crops, it means that something like maize, which you are good at, you'll actually flood the entire African continent with maize. So, but right now, a lot of people, they're importing, maize, African countries. And one of the things that I have to also say, Your Excellency, is that being a landlord, for example, is actually a big opportunity for you, because you are without power, there's no growth.
Without power, there is no growth. So, which well-meaning Zambian in their right senses could I have voted about UPND? Nobody. That is the hard fact. No one, zero. So we just have to tell our people. We have to tell our people. Akudiye mishena vena yo map singa bakupea na imbi 10 million kabiye mukuimbe chirimbo cha Afropa. Kaita chikwete omupashi. Mino iwe na uli amu impia shobe. Chile wanu nga bakupea 10 million kembe. Elo mwiraba pata babantu. They are just doing ninch tofe bale bali pidafi. Na imwebe nenga ba misenda mkumachinga. Kama chingeni. Pade ule wele bakupea kwa 100 kwacha washita kwa esi akudia walisha abana. End of story. Life continues, because no normal person can vote for a government that has impoverished us. 2 days no amalite. Apa nomba kuipa idirafi. Kuishiwa number ulete. We are counting down until 12. But they kulembe shenyu kuvota. Yeah, lembe shenyu kuvota. Ask friends and family, ask your friend, ask your neighbor to follow Makebi, register to vote, and we say no to Bill 7 chapwa. I'm signing off, Nanaka. Yesterday I was here for 5 hours. We went to Aquarius. So we'll be here tomorrow. That stories Nayambi. We have to follow up this case here kwa Mao Sampa, the traitor, and I'm going to repeat. Mao Sampa is a traitor. And yeah, Mao Sampa is a traitor, and he has incriminated himself. And Mao Sampa will deal with you Kusogoro. Chabinga, stay in your lane. Convention Ireisa, whether you like it or not. Tepamush pariba with such Chabinga. And the rest of Zambians, let's stay strong. Let's stay focused. But TikTok, follow me on YouTube. All the videos, they are downloaded on YouTube. You can catch up on all the, I know, you know, when you come, when you have free time, watch the part. Information is power. Information is power. Some of us, nobody can cheat us because we are plugged in. Today, konke dash. So tapadi wingalante. Nangubalande because we are following it closely. So knowledge is power. Let's equip ourselves with knowledge. No one will cheat us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bach Kumatata. Thank you. Thank you for the money gun and all the gifts. Thank you for all the audience that stepped up to say something. Love you guys, and God bless you. See you tomorrow, and take care. Bye-bye.